Okay, I think I did it correctly. Finally. It's been a second, but we're here now. It only took me it took me a century to to figure out how to stream again. But yeah, what's good, y'all? I'm back home, so the setup's a little bit scuffed. There are one, two, three, four, five, six wires coming out of my laptop. I don't have a seventh slot to fit a keyboard, so yeah, we're just gonna have to deal with this. Yeah, so this is day 119 of studying compilers every day until I land a compiler role. Last time, yesterday I was on a plane, so I didn't stream. The day before that, I started building out liveness properly, and I think we got pretty far. So, I think all we're missing is just generating like the successors for each instruction, and then from there, I think we're pretty chilling. Yeah, so I think that's probably going to be a good end state for today. It's a little bit messy because we have to look through a lot of stuff. Let's get Ava. What do you mean studying compilers? I mean building a compiler. I'm a big fan of learning by doing, so over the past 100 or so days, I've been working on a personal compiler that translates C code into x86-64. Yeah, right now we're working on the part where we actually generate assembly. So yeah, it's gonna be a pretty good time. Also, I got a lot of comments recently asking why I was on Windows. So I guess it works out that I'm at home because now I get to actually use my Linux laptop. So we're so up. Do you build operating systems? That in another world maybe, but not in this world, unfortunately. That could be a funny future project though. I'll definitely keep that in mind. Okay, where am I on this laptop? Okay, I did pull already. Let me turn the music up a little bit. Huzzah, okay. Okay, so what was the branch called actually? I forget. I definitely made him. I'm definitely working off a branch, not main. I do not care about that. GitHub. LIR liveness. Is this the correct one? Yes, this is the correct one. Okay. Is this dialect C or compiling language you define yourself? Not really. It's just a very selective subset of C. My goal is to keep it as identical to the C standard for now, so I can benchmark against then I can benchmark against the existing C compilers, and then we can get some interesting numbers out of that. I don't expect this to be even remotely competitive, but it might be interesting to look at least. So hopefully we get something usable out of that. Okay. So let's just rebuild this real quick. Yeah, it's been a second since I built this. Did this have a build directory? It did. Okay. Hopefully there's no problems here. That would really suck. It seems to be doing what it's supposed to do, which is solid. Nothing is broken yet. Okay, well while we build this, I guess I could pull up what I had from last time. So we have tests, or not tests, we're looking at source, backend. And then the analysis file here. So this is our liveness sort of slush box. We have we get the gen set, which is variables that each instruction uses. We have the kill set, which is variables that each instruction redefines or just straight up defines. And we have successors, which are the next instruction in the sequence, which I have yet to encode, but Yeah, that is what I plan on. This is the thing that I plan on implementing properly today, because I didn't get a chance to completely implement it last time. And then this is like the class that stores all of our data, from our liveness analysis stuff. Oh, what's good, Amar? Good to see you. I'm doing well. I just got home today. Hopefully you're doing well as well. Hopefully, I'm not sure how holiday season looks internationally, but hopefully that's going well for you as well. How so consistent? 119 days is insane. It's a lot easier to be consistent when there's the whole internet, I guess, present to keep you accountable. Let's build test real quick. Hopefully it all runs. Yeah, okay. It all looks correct, which is important. Are you working full-time? Not yet. Right now I'm still a student. I'm wrapping up my undergrad degree and starting my master's at the same time, I guess. So I said that like this past quarter. I do, because of like the way because I like messed up one of the deadlines for like one of my graduation requirements. I'm technically an undergrad for one more quarter, but I am like I officially have like a master's GPA now. So that's kind of how I'm doing, at least. I'm not quite working full time. I'm a student full time, but I have an internship for this upcoming summer. Since you're good, then I'm good as well. Good to hear. Okay. What level of zoom should I do here? I guess this is like readable, right? Or we could do this. This is fine. Okay, let's. Okay, let's. Okay, here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna try to use Harpoon a little bit more now. Because I'm starting to realize having a really large terminal text is actually very nice. Like when I'm streaming from like my school setup, I think like this is how large the terminal text is, which on one hand is nice, but on the other hand, it's kind of nice having everything large, because then I can I can see everything, and like the font actually looks nice. So we're gonna try that out this time. So we have the header in here. Let's put the C++ file in there. So now I can switch between the two like that. That's just part of my NeoVim config. Okay, so in our like liveness setup thing, I think this is all of the pseudocode we need, or I guess just straight up all of the code we need. But this depends on like the generating successors, which technically exists, but we don't generate anything for it yet. So the liveness output is a little bit silly, to say the least. Yeah, so I guess we could start figuring out what to do here. Yeah, this is a little bit awkward, actually. It might be easier, actually, to avoid this whole visitor structure, to be honest. Yeah. Okay, also I don't make successor visitor here, right? Where is successor visitor? Wait, what? Oh, yes, it's here. I see. Okay, yeah. Okay, so what we can do, we can just avoid this altogether. So we can just do this equals SV, or we could register that separately here. So we can do that real quick. We want to generate successor, so we can put this here again. First, let's actually have successor visitor regenerate everything. So an SV. Actually, I don't know. How do we want to do this? Because we're not really visiting each instruction with like an explicit visitor. Or I guess, which ones do we not have like a proper successor for? So unknown, I think. So I think most of these we can assume that the next instruction is like literally the next instruction that exists. So I think that accounts for like a lot of the stuff. Virtual we'll just have to like unwrap, I guess. Yeah, this is really annoying actually. Yeah, So unless we want to like do a unless we want to do a hash map back to the hash map from like the instruction back to the index, I think there's not really a better way to do that. Jump is easy because we can just look inside of it. We probably do need to make that hash map. Conditional jump, I think. Yeah, conditional jump, we have its target and then the next instruction as the two successors. Call I think is fine actually. Call I think we can just do next. Let me check my professor's slides again real quick. Let's see, where is this? Is it this? Okay, it is this. Let's move that here. Yeah, okay. Let me just move my mic to the side, apologies. Hopefully that wasn't too loud. Where are some of the successor examples here? If there's anything like insane that I'm forgetting. So conditional jump, I guess we don't have that. Or we sort of have that actually. Yeah, we do have that. There's two successors there. Yeah, so return doesn't have any successors. I think. Why doesn't this call have a... Oh, because these are like terminating instructions. So these are like literally erroring, so we just stop execution. Go to... It has a successor, but it's not necessarily... That makes sense. And then everything else just has the next instruction. Okay. So that kind of makes sense. That's about what I expected. So... the nice thing is, I think most instructions, I think the successor is just the next instruction. Okay. How the hell do we find this? So we have the visitor here. Yeah, and we have all of the instructions. So unless we want to like linear search this list, which does not sound fun, I think we might just have to make a hash table, which is really funny. So let's do that real quick. Yeah, so we have successors. Yeah, that's the result. This is instructions. So I think we just want instruction star to instruction star for like next, I think. Yeah, let's do std unordered map. So we go from instruction star to LR instruction star. And this is just gonna be like next instruction, I guess. Or let's just call it next. I think that's reasonable enough. That means we also don't need to store instructions anymore, I think. Because we can just encode next in here. We don't need to like assign that. Get result is fine, this is fine. Yeah, all of this should be fine, barring that. So we need to change this, at least. This will look like I'm writing C# for a second, so bear with me. So we want Yeah, we can just loop through this. Okay, then what do we do with this? So we want the next instructions. We want size -1, I think. Or actually, no. And then we just want to check for. We just want to check if I is like the last instruction. I think. There's probably a better way to check that though. I think we should just loop from 1 to that, and then yeah, let's do that, and then we can do next at we could do 2 iterators instead even. Yeah, that might be cleaner. Let's do it that way. So we want I or instruction. So this is instructions. So that, and then instruction. Alright, we should just make this cur. So if cur is not, so while cur is not equal instructions, and we could plus this, and then we can cur plus there. So then we start 1 forwards. Yeah, let's do it that way. Actually, I have a crazy idea here. So we can iterate through it like this because we want to have a mapping for every value anyway. And then we can auto next equals cur plus, or how do we this? Okay, so that's an iterator. So we can do that. So we can set next to that and then next plus plus. Unless there's a cleaner way to do this that I just don't know about. Okay, so that gives us a unique pointer of instruction. So then we want next. Oh wait, we're redefining next. Okay, let's go back here. Let's make this instruction. Yeah, let's do that. So next equals cur. So then we want to increment that to actually make it the next instruction. Next. Or wait. We could define next in here, I think. Is this valid? Yeah, we could do that. And then yeah, we can. Or that's okay, that's not valid. Oh wait, this is so stupid. So then we can increment next like that. Right. Or no, we can't do that. Okay, we can increment it like this though. What's good, Frothy? Good to see you. I think it's been a second since I've streamed from home, so I guess you're quite used to this setup. I am bonking my head against the wall looking at whatever the hell this is here. Okay, so what I'm doing here is we increment next first, and then cur catches up to it each time. So then we want if next is instructions end, then actually we could just ternary operator this. Let's do next instruction at cur. So we want to get the pointer from that. So that should be we could even just throw this in here, make it really unreadable. So if plus plus next equals instructions end. So if the next instruction is the end, that if it's that, then it is null putter. Otherwise, it is next get. That looks correct to me. Okay, let's just make a readable lol. Did you switch to Linux? Not quite. So my laptop has always been running Arch, so that has been like a non-issue. The thing is, I'm at home right now, and I don't have my PC, so I'm kind of stuck with my laptop on this, and I guess that's kind of a positive side effect. I do have like my old PC here, but I'm not sure how well it can run a stream, because it is like 8 years old now, so it doesn't have a GPU. I brought my 1060 back, hoping I can like retransplant that, but we'll have to see how that goes at least. Hopefully it's usable. I'll still try to stream off my laptop because like the developer experience is just way better. I don't want to set up WSL on my PC, but yeah, that's kind of how it's going, I guess. Okay, so this should initialize everything correctly. Oh wait, there's a better way to do this. Let's just add a bunch of new lines here. Let's make cur equals instructions begin here. So we can do that. So while cur is not equals instructions end, I could definitely define it inside this while even. Let's paste that, and then we can do that, I think. Is this a thing? Oh, we need a... Is this a comma like that? Okay, no, I'm just tripping. Okay, we can do that. So we can do that, and then we can kind of steal this. So we want cur get. The left-hand side is evaluated first, right? Surely it's evaluated first. So then we can do plus plus cur here. If that equals end, then no pointer, otherwise we get cur. I really hope this is not terrible. Or we could just like make prev here. We can do cur plus plus dot get. I really hate how this looks. What the hell is this? What the hell is this? What the hell am I doing here? Actually, this is probably sane enough, actually. Don't you need cur? Yes, but that increments. Okay, let's rename this to like not suck. Reeve. Let's change this to cur. Or no, let's make this next. This is so stupid. It's postfix increment here at least. So it should be fine, at least. So it runs git and then it keeps the plus plus, and the value here that we use is the original next. So we just get from that. And this should be fine, I'm fairly sure. I think postfix has why do you need cur if you're incrementing next anyway? Because I'm trying to map each instruction to the next instruction that exists. I initially was gonna do this with just like indices, but then I realized that's like awful. So we're just gonna do it like this and pray that it doesn't blow up. It might already be blowing up, but that's fine. Okay, we're gonna need to rename this though. So cur, the next equals end, then null pointer, otherwise next get. I think this is the most readable version I will write, unfortunately. In what world does someone use this though? I hope this does what I want it to. Let's just... How do we even print this? Okay, I don't like that. Let's put parentheses around this so it's readable. Yeah, because I was watching like the Coding Jesus who wants to be a like C++ CNR video, and like there's like that one this is like basically what I'm doing. Like that one problem where it's like while like this thing like 0 and then like something in here, because this gets read as like I minus minus is greater than 0. So like surely this is fine. Surely this does what I want it to. This stupid chaining thing. Okay, so we have all the successors, or the next instructions at least, in the sequence. Now we can look at these. Okay, we might undo the change here. So we want to give it SV. And then we want successors. I'm gonna push back. SV get result. Let's move this back up here. I think that's reasonable. That looks like what we had before. Okay. Oh, that's good skills. Good to see you. I'm back home if it wasn't obvious by the OG setup. We move into Rust. That would be great. I wish I could just magically replace this entire project with Rust, honestly. So we wanna... So we want next instruction at L. Oh, wait, that doesn't work. Wait. Successors equals that. I forgot a semicolon. Okay, let's just here. Wow, it feels weird. We want to clear successors, push back. Next instruction at L. What type is successors? Oh, insert. Right? Wait. Vector of int. What the hell am I doing? Okay, we don't want to do that. Wait, no, we want int. Oh no, 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 no. Okay, wait. No, I do need int. I do need int. Crap. Okay. Because we don't care about the instruction. For context, down here when we use successors, we care about it as like an index of in and an index of out, I think, right? Or no, just an index of in. Oh, okay. So we do need an index. Okay, so this map doesn't work. Okay, let's just map it to I or int. I know I should use like size t, but like whatever. Can just give it to an LLM and say rewrite in Rust. True. That's so real. Okay. So we want that to be int or next index. Or we could do like index of and then next index. Here in WS's compiler course, I have not seen it. So let's do index and then like next index instead, like that. And successors is like our output buffer, I guess. I think that's how we will structure that. Okay, so that obviously breaks this. So we want index or next index at L. Okay, so we need to keep like a counter or something. How the hell do we do this in a clean way? Okay, we're just gonna make this like not awful. Let's go back to the for loop. Yeah, that was very ill-planned of me. So we're gonna have to try this again. Is this a linked list? Yes. So I'd like to avoid indexing it. To learn how bad I am about it. That's so real. Wait, no, we can keep this, right? Yeah, we can kind of keep this, I think. We just need to like keep track of another number with it. We can do that. Auto index equals 0. Wait. Yeah, because it's a list. Wait. We could actually just throw in a -1 somewhere for the last ones next. Or we could just do 2 passes and call it a day. Yeah, we could just do 2 passes, honestly. I think that's the least awful idea. So we're going back to the for loop. So we can do that. I is less than or not equals instructions and I plus. I'm very indecisive if it wasn't obvious. So I'm gonna do that. And then we want like index equals 0. Oh, I can't do it like that. Okay. Do that, I guess. You insert a range. I could, but look, I'm kind of scared of ranges. I don't know. I've just never really liked them, the way they're implemented. Yeah, we'll just do it like this and call it a day, honestly. I don't... I'll clean it up later. To do range, maybe? Question marks. Okay, let's do this, and then we want... index at I equals index. Oh. Okay, let's make this instruction. Let's make this I. What if we just... Oh, this sucks. This really sucks. Okay. So index at instruction is I++. Or get. Arrow get. It's an iterator. Okay. Vector has insert range. So I'm building an unordered map is the thing. And the map gets the index of the next thing because I'm doing like individual visitors. So it's kind of awkward, I guess, because I'm going from instruction to index, not index to instruction, I guess. So that kind of just makes my life miserable here, I guess. I think this is the least awful way to do this, I feel like. Yeah. Let's just do 2 passes, honestly. Okay, we'll do 1 pass. Next index at instruction get. Do this. Or we could just do like this, maybe? Okay, we could do the plus plus. No, I can definitely do this. I can make this work. Let's do the plus plus here. And then if I equals instructions size, if it equals that, then we can give it -1. Else we give it I. Readability. Okay. We'll just I think that's good enough. Surely that will be fine. You're on a different machine? Yeah, true. I'm on Arch. It's on my personal config. Or my personal .files. They're on my GitHub in the same .files repo that my other stuff lives in, at least. Okay, so with this, I think all of this should become pretty easy. But instead of this, it's an I. Push is that. Pop is that. Okay, I need to remember to space paste because that's my bind for paste without overwriting clipboard. Let's actually just make a macro for this. Line break, space paste. And then we can do that. So we can do that again. Do that again. Jump is stupid, but let's just do this for everything real quick. And then we can clean it up as we go. It's very boilerplate, but it'll make sense. Instruction should be a no-op, I think. That should break our code. Or we should give it successors.clear, at least. I think that's the least we can do with it, if it's just empty. LEA, it's fine. Okay, this is where we start having to use our brain. Compiler engineer here. Welcome. Yeah, I've got an internship that's compiler rated for this upcoming summer, but for this stream, I'm not gonna call that a full-time. I'm not gonna call that like end of the stream series because like it's not a full-time role at least. Yeah, that's kind of. It's also because like low key the stream name is like kind of good clickbait, so I kind of want to keep that around. I hopefully that's like reasonable enough as well. I'm feeling we will get a copy paste bug. We'll see. Hopefully nothing goes wrong here. I do need to change a couple things in here. How long have you been using Neovim for? Have you used an IDE before? I've like messed around with various different IDs before. I think my first ever IDE was like Visual Studio, and that was not very fun. I've used like JetBrains stuff when I was just too lazy to set up Neovim for like certain classes, and like it's worked well enough. Neovim I've used for like 1.5 years ish roughly now, I think. I don't think I've been happier writing code than in Neovim at least, so I'd say this is a win. 1.5 years? 1.5 years, yeah. I had to think about that for a second. Okay, so comp is fine, jump. So we don't push back next index. So we want index of I get label. That's a oh no, okay. So if it's a label, we want to save the index somewhere. Okay, all right, let's. Label index. We want to get label. So let's just make that temporarily. We'll figure it out in a second. C jump, this is fine. We also want to steal this line though. Call is fine. Ret should be empty. Fee we have next. That's fine. Virtual. I think this was my decorator for like 2 resolve still. So I think we won't do anything here. We will just I accept this in here. Or wait, no. We want I get instruction. Accept this. And then unknown, I think we just do clear. Or actually, no. Yeah, we could do that. I think surely it's safe to leave the. Where am I? Surely it's safe to leave this as a no-op. What got you into compilers in the first place? I took a compilers class at my school and I thought it was really cool. I guess I took the class on a dare because like one of my friends was like, hey, this class is like 20 hours of work a week. You want to take it with me? And I was like, I'll take it if you take it. And then they took it, so I decided to take it. And then the first 4 weeks of the class were a living hell, for the aforementioned 20 hours a week reason. But then I started appreciating the stuff, and then it wasn't so bad. It was just like a lot of writing parsers and learning new libraries. That was like the first like proper systems-y class I took outside of like intro to systems as well. So it was a very large jump and a very large knowledge gap on my end, but I got through it. And then after that quarter, I was like, this compiler stuff is kind of cool. So I asked the professor if I could do research. They said yes. And then like I've done like a couple of like research projects here and there, but yeah, I guess from there the rest is just history. I specifically think that like compilers mix a lot of like really interesting theoretical things, or a lot of different theoretical areas of computer science. So like both like programming languages stuff and like system stuff for obvious reasons, just from like end-to-end code generation, but also like a lot of software engineering goes into compilers, which I think is seldom appreciated, because they're just giant pieces of software that need maintenance, and that's just kind of difficult. And also like there's a lot of like algorithms, algorithm theory that goes into it, like register allocation, which I'm working on right now. When it was explained as graph coloring, I was like, this is the coolest thing ever. And I still think it's really cool, which I guess is why I'm also still gonna implement this with like graph coloring. What's the internship? It's a local trading firm. I've basically been given like 3 months to just mess with GCC, so it should be a good time. What does the research project and compilers look like, and how much math is involved? Honestly, I think it's more like, it's less like literal math compared to like a lot of the other big theoretical CS fields. Like machine learning, you need to be like really comfortable in like linear algebra. Same goes for like graphics, but I guess the equivalent for that in compiler land is like graphs, yeah. As Skittles was saying. Yeah, I think that's like the big pile of it. As long as you're able to like reason through those and reason through proofs, I think that's more than enough. The rest you can kind of like pick up as you go, but I think that's enough to at least get started. That is like the bare minimum. Like, if you do not know this, you will probably not really be able to understand what's going on, I think. A research project is kind of just like dev work for the most part, and like a lot of like benchmarking, a lot of performance stuff. So like the last project I worked on, our research group had it had a compiler which was which optimized data structures, because at the IR level you usually lose information about the abstractions. So that like it basically was like SSA for data structures. And I worked on a Rust front end for that, so I just like generated Rust bindings, and tried to like rewrite some of the standard library. That went a little bit less well. There was a lot of turbofish, but that's kind of how it is. Yeah, and my current project is like comparing C and C++, or no, comparing C and Rust compiler performance on a couple benchmarks, and seeing how we can use like remarks or attributes to generate some better code, hopefully. Yeah, it should be a pretty fun project. Okay, so we don't. So real quick, let's fix this up. We don't care about that. We care about stood string to int. Let's make this the label index. Like that. Okay, so we don't care about this anymore. We want to ++I here. Okay, so that's fine actually. That solves our readability concern. And then we want a dynamic cast to label real quick. So we want a label equals dynamic cast to LR label. I know dynamic cast is slow, but I don't really have a way around this yet. I haven't written fast dynamic cast. Yeah, so we can do label. This is instruction get arrow get. Whoops. If label, then label index at label get name equals. Oh, I need to do this first actually, because I want to do this before incrementing. So I'm gonna get name. That would be I, and then here we can increment properly. Do you know who Phoenix Fearless is? I do not. I haven't heard of that name at least. Okay. I think that should be everything we need there. I think that fixes everything as well. Unknown, we could kind of just nuke. Surely this will cause an issue. Or this should just have next. This is fine. Okay, so let's make real quick. Let's see if this also works as intended. Okay, nothing breaks while building, which is a good sign. Alright, let's run debug. Or not test. Bin panic. Alright, we want to run it on let's give it like the op test. Okay, well nothing breaks. That's good. I guess I'm not sure if I even call it. I don't think I call it. Yeah, I definitely don't call it actually now that I think about it. So that lives in here. So you make liveness. We want to compute live ranges. And then yeah, let's just make like a dump function instead of print live range or print gen kill, because I think we can kind of confirm that that's correct. Let's go back to backend. Let's open this up. All right, let's open up the header first. So we're looking here. We don't care about this anymore. Print liveness. Yeah, we can do that, and that prints like we can make that print like literally everything. So like gen kill successors in and out per thing, per instruction. That could be interesting. Let's give that a try. Okay, so we want to liveness. Right, real quick, let's go back to driver. Do that. This is all like temporary slush, so I think that's fair. Okay, so we have that. We can print liveness. We have the line. And we need to make this all look pretty. So if gen kill, we want SV here. This is successors. KSV, get result. Okay, so gen and then kill. This is really ugly, but this is fine. We'll just have the appended comma. I don't care enough. Let's see out. Successors. Just like line up all of these, I guess. And we can give it like indices. Yeah, we have line as well, so we can definitely just track that actually. Yeah, and then we can just steal that. Let's reach I, we can print I. Oh, semicolon. Okay, so we print successors, and now what we care about is gen and kill. So, or not gen and kill, in and out. So we can just copy that. So we went in. This has an extra space. Out, which has an extra space. for each wedge in kill or in line. Yeah, we can do that. And it's 0 indexed, right? Not quite 0 indexed. Okay, it should be 0 indexed. Let's just do that, and then we can line plus plus at the end. Okay. So that's that. We can append that. That's good. Out, we can do the same thing here. Out at line. Okay, cool. Okay, let's rebuild. Hopefully this works well. And if this all looks good, then I think we're set. Oh, this prints the footers. That's not what we wanted to print. Successors are registers? Oh yeah, they are registers, yeah, okay. Wait, what? Wait. Did I do something wrong? Get result. Oh, SV. Okay, let's rebuild this. While this builds, I'm gonna head to the bathroom real quick. Should be pretty quick. Okay, I clicked the wrong scene for a second, but I am back. Hopefully everyone's alright still. Hopefully no one's burned down the house yet. Let me check something real quick. Okay, cool. So yeah, it looks like it built properly. That's a good sign. Let's run this again. Okay, that looks interesting. Why is 0 a successor for everything? Did I not set this properly? Oh, wait, the virtual is strange. Oh, I see what's happening. Okay. So the virtual is causing really weird things for the successors, which is making a mess. Yeah. Okay, this is hard to read. Okay. So we need all of that. First, let's fix the print stuff real quick. I do not, or no, we can keep the print slush pile. Maybe we give it a smaller test instead of this giant one, because that one is definitely large. Let's give it like, Ellie is probably not a bad one to look at first, surely. Ret is empty, which makes sense. Okay, we need to fix the virtual situation real quick. Yeah, so that we can't just do a simple wrapper around this actually. So we just want to dynamic cast to the special cases. So we want to check if it's jump. We want to check if it's jump, and we want to check if it's C jump, I believe. Because there's no world that... We can just add to do for this, actually. Because I don't think we're generating virtual for those, like, ever. So this should be fine. We can just paste that in, I think. Okay, so this should generate correct code then. I'm 90% sure. We're only using virtual for like calling convention, I think. Okay, this looks more correct. In and out look strangely empty. Something is... I feel like I did something wrong. I don't have a good way of checking correctness actually on this. I kind of have to just like work through this by hand. Maybe we should get rid of the calling convention stuff even. That might interfere actually with a lot of stuff that we want to do. right? Wait. Okay. I'm gonna assume that gen and kill are correct. So we're just gonna get rid of that output to condense it down a little bit. You can comment that out. Alright, let's build. Okay. Okay, that's a little bit more readable. Not really, but okay, we're just gonna vomit it out to temp. That's the actual code. Okay, let's make a simpler test real quick. Even just like a small function. Let's give it like let's give it like the Godbolt default. There's like a square function, I guess. Yeah, we can make this work actually. We can do like int square a int b turn, or we can just give it int I times I. Yeah, we can do that, and that's fine, I think. I can't generate tests for it yet because I've messed up my like main program for it. But let's not do that one. Let's do square.c. What's good, Niraj? I'm back home, so my setup is literally just my homeroom again. Yeah. Let's look at this file. Yeah, let's look at this. Something tells me I generated in and out incorrectly. Where are you from? I'm from Seattle-ish. Something tells me I generated this wrong. I feel like I did something wrong here. Let's go with someone in 297. What did I mess up here? Yeah, this doesn't look how this is supposed to look yet. Okay, I think I messed up the algorithm. Okay, let's go. Let's open up a new window. What am I looking up? Unordered set equality C++. Oh, okay, that's nice. Okay, so we can just check that. Life is good. Thoughts on Rust? Rust is great. Unfortunately, I need C++ practice, so I'm using C++ here. Yeah, I'm using Hyperland. Currently working on Atari Breakout. Ooh, that seems fun. Yeah, let me know how that goes. Okay. Something is wrong here. I do not know what is wrong, but something is wrong. So in is always... Okay, wait. it doesn't contain... Yeah, this seems wrong. I could be incorrect about that, though. Yeah, something seems wrong about this. Yeah, because these kind of just disappear. I feel like we need more further down here, at least. The other thing we could do is we could skip the virtual, to be honest. Or, wait, no. We could skip it if there's push or pop. I think phi is implicitly existent, even if it's printed as virtual. There's so much headache here. Okay, well, interesting. Something seems wrong. I don't know. I'll take a better look at this off stream. I'm starting the circle class. Ooh, that makes sense. Yeah, I think something else you could think about is like I forgot what it was called. It was like model controller view, I think it was. Yeah, this. Or model view controller, this sort of architecture. That might be something to think about when you're designing. Anyways, I gotta go. Like I deadass came back yesterday and like the first thing my parents said on the car was like, hey, we gotta go to a party tomorrow. And I was like, okay, fair enough. So yeah, I will be enjoying my evening. Maybe doing a little bit of networking. That's always how the fun things go. Thank you all so much for showing up today. Glad to see that y'all are still alive, still kicking. The stream schedule again might be a little bit awkward. Tomorrow I think I should be able to stream at normal times. Tuesday definitely. Wednesday I get my wisdom teeth pulled, so we will have to see how things go there. I might have to cancel stream. And then from that point forward it should be pretty normal. Hopefully my mouth isn't dying to the point where I can't stream, but we will see what happens. Make sure to like the stream, sub to the channel if you haven't. Both of those really help out with the algorithm. Also, while you're down there, join the Discord. That's the best place to get pinged when I go live and stay up to date with our community. Also, my GitHub's there, my LinkedIn's there. Feel free to add me on those. Yeah, take care, y'all. Take it easy, and have a wonderful rest of your day wherever you are.